Hey everybody, Owen here from the Lardcore team and welcome back to our third devlog video. Today we'll be taking a closer look at our field of operations, diving into the navigation, findings and secrets of our maps in single player. Compared to the original game, Lardcore has a lot more wiggle room when it comes to the quantity of items that can be placed on any given map, utilising the space available to add even more story and depth to each individual mission. Of course, one of the key areas we intend to maintain and in some cases expand on is how you as the player view and understand the playable space around you. This is obviously most important when highlighting environmental hazards like water and minefields, but also in the distinction between walkable and slippery tiles. To navigate around the map successfully is to be able to pick out safe routes and pathways that won't get your pig blown up in the process, particularly when such areas take you closer to the enemy's position. One of my main focus points in Lardcore level design has been to provide additional access to areas on a map that previously weren't available. For example, the middle upper section in front of the player's spawn on trench warfare. Duckboard bridges connect these trenches together and help provide both new navigation around and protection underneath, giving rise to potential new strategies. It's smaller additions such as these that we hope can help improve the weaker areas on certain maps and give a greater sense of exploration to the player. Alongside smoother navigation around the map, we have also ensured that the level of detail in items and props that you find has increased in this remaster. One of the biggest talking points from the community over the years has been regarding the original game's lack of barbed wire, an item synonymous with the First World War, which can only be seen on the training bootcamp mission. We've been sure to take such information on board, and thus the likes of barbed wire and sandbags will be a much more common finding in Hogs of War Lardcore. Not only that, but we've also taken the liberty of adding in props that both fit the theme of the map they are used on and help give a greater sense of realness to them. That is to say, to help make the maps themselves feel more alive and lived in. After all, every map in Hogs is a battlefield, with things occurring both before and after the player's pigs have appeared. The other note here is that certain new props and indeed structures will also assist in giving the player a greater sense of cover, whether you found yourself a cozy sniping spot behind a sandbag or have hunkered down inside a building to avoid an incoming airstrike. The intention once again is to provide different methods of play to help increase replayability. Oh, and for those who might have struggled in the past with the likes of hard mode in single player, you can certainly appreciate where these new items will come in handy. As we've touched on in past videos, one of the primary aims in single player is to provide a greater level of visual distinction between the difficulty modes, with each playthrough becoming increasingly tough in multiple areas, not just in AI accuracy. How our maps look and the harsh conditions they might bring play to the game's storyline, with progression across the islands working hand in hand with the idea of decay over time. Saustralasia is being drained of its resources, so that needs to be reflected in how the maps feel, not to mention a greater presence of swill wells. Combined with the mirrored map setting as well, we are really excited to eventually see the community take on the challenge of each campaign. As always, a massive thank you from all of us is in order for the continued support from the community. At this point, we are incredibly deep into development, which is the main reason why video production has fallen slightly over the past few weeks. However, I'm sure you can understand the need for us to be keeping our heads down and cracking on with work. To give you a brief rundown of where we're at currently, prop passes are in their second phase, as are the likes of map lighting, grass, water, and weapon particle effects. Elsewhere, our front-end UI, decals and texture sets have recently been given some much-needed TLC, the likes of which we hope to share with you in a future video. For now though, that is going to wrap it up for this devlog video. Hope you guys enjoyed and can indeed check out the rest of our social media pages as well, the likes of which you can always find in the description below. Don't forget, if you did miss it as well, to go ahead and check out the community website over at hogsofwar.org, where you can find an interview with our Lardcore artist and programmer as they answer some of High Command's burning questions. Speaking of which, if you have any questions or anything you'd like to say, feel free to let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.